everybody. NZSBK 2021 round number 2 here at beautiful Levels International Raceway, just north of Timaru here in the beautiful South Island. We're a stone throw from where we were at Ruapuna last week, so great to have had an opportunity to get some R&R in for 1 week and enjoy this beautiful super summer we've got in New Zealand over these last few weeks. Has been fantastic. Here we are with our panel of our combined class of our Supersport 300 and some 150 riders in there, and of course we've got some of our riders that are actually both double classing in this class, so lucky for them. We've got Georgia on the end, and Georgia, what a sensation last weekend. Was that everything you've ever dreamed of with our sport?
Oh, I mean, I didn't really know what to expect going into it, but for a first nationals, it was pretty satisfying standing on that podium in my first race out, so yeah.
A fantastic effort. Have you got a question for the panel today?
No.
Oh, not really? Okay, that's right. Okay, so I'll throw another one back at you. Ruapuna, your home track. Here we are at Levels, just 150 k's down the road. What's your experience like around here?
Oh, I've probably ridden Levels about as much as I have for Ruapuna. It's nothing to come down here for the day and do the club meetings, so it's, yeah, I've had a lot of time on this track and I quite enjoy it.
Cool. Joining us now is Sam Guthrie, and Sam had his introduction at Ruapuna on his home track last weekend. And Sam, you happy with your performance from last weekend?
Yeah. I was trying to stay behind Cormac, but I couldn't because I was just trying to practice some cornering and all other stuff to do with that. So I did all right. Yeah, I had it with second. So yeah.
Cool. Have you got a question for any of the fellow panelists there?
No, I don't. No.
Oh, you don't either? Okay, that's right. It's probably not a bad thing, because the minute you throw something, you like to have even more thrown back at you, so it's fine. From your point of view, seeing where you are from the beginning of the day till the end of the day, an improvement on your results up against Cormac, got to be pleased with that?
Yeah, I was improving on my time, so that's the main thing. Yeah.
Oh, nice one. And for you, here at Levels, you like this place?
Yeah, I've rode here heaps, so I'm more used to it now.
Good.
So yeah. And I'm used to Ruapuna as well, so it's my home track. So I'll go right here, so yeah.
Well done. Olivia Goddard joins us. Man, when Olivia came back along pit lane last week, the cheers from the crowd from that race in that third place. Olivia, obviously a highlight for you in your early part of your racing career.
Yeah, it was a surreal feeling. It felt like I was famous, honestly. Having so many people on both sides of pit lane just cheering, it made me feel very proud of what I've done.
Yeah, and well deserved too. Have you got a question for your fellow panellists?
Sure. I'll ask Georgia, what made you start road racing?
Well, I kind of just had a go on a have a go day, just because I've sort of always wanted to try it, but I've never got around to actually doing it. So I figured it was heading into winter and kind of wanted something to do on the weekend. So I was like, give it a go, and here I am.
Would you go back to Speedway now?
I would if I could get the same amount of track time and opportunities I did here. I've always said,
Maybe mix the two?
Yeah, it's hard because they overlap so much with the weekends. But yeah, if I'd have stayed 100%, and I've always said that. But you just can't go past the amount of track time and opportunities I've had here. Especially riding for Helicraft. How could you say no?
Nice answer. Thank you, Olivia. Lovely question. Welcome to Dave Fellows to join us. Dave's sitting in the middle there. Dave, is there a reason for sitting in the middle?
I guess the old guys got to keep some of these young fellows apart sometimes, so they're up to mischief.
Yeah, good. And have you got a question for your fellow riders?
Yeah, actually, I was wondering, Harry, it's your local track, mate. So a lot of pressure. You're going to have a bunch of fans here throwing underwear at you over the weekend. Is that something you thrive on, or is that a bit of extra pressure?
If anything, adds more pressure. Like, you don't want to disappoint, and you want to stay on the bike and obviously get the podiums and bring the trophies home. So I'm under a bit of pressure this weekend, but hey, this is why we do it, and can't wait.
Hey, and that Alan Ramage at the end of the weekend as well. What an awesome trophy to be up against, and the 3x3 as well. Harry, you've got to save some energy for that. And with our estimated high, 27 degrees on Sunday, probably with the nor'wester blowing, so it'll actually feel like it's more about 31 or 32. The heat's going to be on, literally.
Yeah, it's going to be hard work. I just need to watch out for this wee fella beside me. He's going to make me have a good run for my money. But I think we should be alright if we save our tyres and ride a bit smarter and learn from what we did last weekend, and we should be fine.
Good work, good work. It flowed nicely through. Thanks, Dave. Thank you to Harry Parker, who joins us, MTF Finance local star, local man on his local track here. Cormac, probably the closest one to home for you. Are you going to call this your home track?
Well, I got Tiratonga, but unfortunately we don't race at Tiratonga for Nationals, so yeah, this is definitely the closest. It saves a bit of time on the drive, so yeah, it's a bit less hours in the car, but yeah, I find this track one of the harder tracks in New Zealand, definitely one of the ones that I struggle the most at, but yeah, you know, we definitely tried to find a good setup. We still haven't found the perfect one, but you know, when we find a good setup, we'll definitely know, and we'll be ready for the races on Saturday and Sunday.
You just underestimate yourself so much. And I was thinking back afterwards, and I put it all together. Okay, so 2 lap records, 2 Grand Prix titles, 2 classes 76 maximum points. I can't work out how you can be more perfect than that. And here you are still looking to say that you want to go better, which is a nice thing to do and always a struggle. But there had to be a little smile on the face last weekend, surely.
Well, I think there was more than a little smile, but yeah, you know, it's definitely one of the biggest achievements that I've ever had in my career, and you know, hopefully we can do a little again this weekend. It'll be tough, you know, we got Dave, Harry, everyone, and you know, the pace is hot, and you know, definitely my main focus is definitely the races and the Alan Ramage Memorial. It'll be awesome to win that, but you know, this guy here, he's won it the last 2 years, and he'll definitely be going for the third, so we'll wait and see how it goes.
Now, you mentioned last week, one of our chats, that you were going to have some R&R this week, hopefully going to Wanaka. Did you get some R&R in, or did you just still have to do fitness every day? What did you get up to?
Mum was pretty needy on me doing fitness, but yeah, I definitely did do some relaxing. You know, we went for a swim in the river, and I had my floaty, the circle floaty with feathers in it. And yeah, we did some mountain biking with Dad. It was very, very hot, so I think we only lasted a few Ks, then we came back. But yeah, we were hitting some golf balls around. We actually found a road cycle in the dump, so now I got a new bike for me to train on. So yeah, you know, what a coincidence. I mean, I'm not complaining, but yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Back to you, Georgia, as far as racing is concerned. What does it mean to compete at a national level NZSBK like this?
Oh, it's hard. You don't really want to treat it any differently than a normal meeting, because at the end of the day you're still going around in circles, but it's really good to have everyone down from the North Island and have such a big event to sort of just show off all your hard work over the winter break. And
Good.
Yeah.
Excellent. Sam, what have you been up to this week? Mountain biking, go-karting, gondola, what have you done? So many choices in Christchurch, of course.
I haven't done that much this week. A bit of fitness,
Okay.
but I've been going for swims and what else? PS4 some days. Yeah, so
Good.
not much. Yeah.
Good. Olivia, beautiful with Dunedin, what did you get up to this week?
Honestly, I did a bit of fitness, a bit of work, not much, really.
Okay.
Some bike stuff.
So with that great effort last week, did Dad sort of offer and do all the dishes on your roster and all that sort of cool stuff?
No, I still had to do all the hard work.
Yeah, still have to do the hard work? Yeah. One day when you get a real father, it'd be great. So I'll get a knife later, it's fine.
You get in trouble,
Trouble, exactly. Hey, Dave, for you as a visitor down here, was it time for some R&R, see this beautiful country?
Yeah, we went a little bit, had to do a bit of work in the morning, so I went out to Lake Tekwa on Wednesday to have a swim in the lake, which was pretty refreshing.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, yesterday was pretty chilled, and then set up here, but it was just a really nice week, just trying to rest the wrist. So like, yeah, it's all good for this weekend.
Harry, you might get to sleep in your own bed, but it must be the pits, because you probably had to go to work or do something real like that, you know? You're not on holiday like us.
No, I had to go to work on Monday, and
Monday?
Yeah, worked from Monday to Thursday, and got home from work and went straight to Brent Garvin's house and worked on the motorbikes. So
cool.
that was my week.
Yeah, well done. Cool. And Cormac, as far as the focus is concerned on this event, are you going for all of those? Well, you don't have a Grand Prix title here, but you're going to go for a lap record and all that. Have you got a focus on doing that, or is it a consequence of just the hard work you do? How do you feel?
Yeah, I definitely feel good and confident after last weekend. But yeah, the focus is to repeat what we did last weekend, and it certainly won't be easy. But I feel confident, and that's the main thing. And hopefully we can pull it off.
Well, as you can see, folks, a nice young average age. We've got our guys and our gals in this class. It's our Super Sport 300 and the 150, our really fledgling part of our sport and growing and getting this new talent on board. So fabulous to have everybody on board. Yes, Dave, there's a balance for it as well. I think it's so cool. What about young Sam's family over there as well? Dad and granddad competing as well. I think that's sensational. So cool, it's all part of our family and love having every bit of it. NZSBK, our 2021 and our 150 300 press conference. NZSBK 2021, a beautiful summer and a fantastic preview event last weekend. Here we are now, round number 2, Levels International Raceway, just out of Timaru. We're 150k south of where we were last week, enjoying this beautiful South Island scenery, the climate, the people, the spaces, the places. Fantastic to be. And first of all to Damon Rees. Well, Damon, 10 days ago you weren't going to be with us, made the quick decision. Of course, not being already in the limelight, we couldn't invite you to the press conference because we didn't know at that stage that you were coming. You turned up and showed up, put in a couple of goodies, and particularly the one that counted, and a little bit of bad luck to go with it. But all in all, how did you think you went for round number 1?
I think it went pretty well. I didn't really go into it with huge expectations. I always want to win whenever I go racing, but at the same time, I was on Mitch's B bike, so we haven't really ironed out the front end on it, and it was a work in progress. And it was just one of those things, and we were really happy come Saturday that we'd kind of got it in the ballpark, and I think we've just kind of fine-tuned it every time I've gone out. So yeah, it was really good last week, and I had a good time, good results, and I didn't quite get the second race, but at the same time I'm still here, still in the top 3 in the championship, so I can't complain.
Good. Have you got a question for any of the fellow riders?
Have our fellow competitors got enough fuel for this weekend?
Oh, so good. Hey, how can that guy do it? Almost
I had to.
so subtly. Anybody want to answer that? Or just nod your heads? Is that the smiles all
Pretty sure
around from
last
it,
weekend, that's the guys that aren't here.
Yeah, nice question, Damon. That's good. Now, Mitch, that's been a long time tactic of yours. Younger brother, of course, he always gets the hand-me-downs. He's also had the hand-me-down bike as well. So that means that if what he says is right, then you're on the better bike. Is that true?
Probably to a certain extent it is.
Okay. But then you've literally done more riding and set up, e.g. Suzuki Series and other rides for it. So do you think you've got a bit of advantage on your brother?
Yes and no. I mean, obviously, hey, he's fast. He always has been fast. He's always been his own downfall. So
all fall down.
So I mean, hey, like he's one of the best guys, if not the fastest guy that we've ever had racing a tour motorbike in New Zealand. All his lap records and everything else go to show exactly that. And what he's done in British Superbikes this year obviously proves, he's the guy.
Cool. And you've got as good a question to match as your brother?
No, not really. I do always wonder how the dynamic with Jake and Avalon go at home. How does it go when either has a good or a bad weekend?
Nice one. Yours, Jake?
Yeah, it's not too bad, but she's always right, so...
Excellent. Yeah. Hey, you're well rehearsed, Jake. You'll go a long way in life. Well done. Good answer. Scotty joining us here with Diamond Design and new team and new tyres and everything, Scotty, and you still got that number 2 on the bike. So, but hey, I've got good memories of Scott Moyer here around Levels. You looking forward to this one again, Scott?
Yeah, I always look forward to coming at Levels. I've always done pretty well. Being at the front end where you want to be. obviously on the back foot a little bit today. Didn't get a lot of time in on the track, with new tyres and whatnot. Wanted to try another compound out, but didn't quite get a chance. So we'll have to wing it tomorrow morning, I suppose, and hope for the best, really. But feeling pretty good and feeling pretty confident. But I mean, it's pretty tough, like all the boys here are going fast. So I mean, it could be any one of us, out the front. So yeah.
Good. And a question for any of your fellow riders?
Question for Mitch: what's your favourite best track?
It's got to be Phillip Island. But I guess in New Zealand, I do enjoy Tiratonga in Invercargill. That's pretty cool. I guess different tracks, there's different parts that I enjoy. If you could put them all together, that'd be pretty wicked. But we know that's not going to happen. But yeah, ideally, there's no real bad ones. I mean, you always feel like a good track's good when you win, but there's no favourite or bad track. So yeah.
As a summary in general, I find that the North Islanders will say a favourite track's one in the south, and a lot of the souths, of course, say one in the north, because you don't get to ride it. When you do, it's that bit of a dream kind of thing. It's different, and you love it. So the fact that we go, quite often some South Island tracks are going in one direction, North Island's in the other. So a bit of chalk and cheese. Good question, Scotty. Thank you. Down to Jake. Well, you've had one thrown at you, Jake. So for you, is it close to home? Is it just Cage Blanc coming here to Levels? Is it the same as Ruapuna, or is there something different that you like or dislike?
Oh, it's similar. Like, I've done plenty of laps here over the years. It's actually the first track I rode at before Ruapuna when I first started racing. So yeah, I've always enjoyed it here. It's a lot of fun. It's definitely a bit different to Ruapuna, but it's still really enjoyable. So I can't wait to get the weekend started.
Good. And do you want to throw one back to anybody else on the panel?
Damo, you're going to win in BSB this year?
Yeah, that's the plan. I always go race. Like I said earlier, every race I enter, I want to win. And going back to England, the goal is to win as much as possible. So yeah, that's the plan. We'll put the effort in, and hopefully some borders reopen and I can get my butt over there.
Yeah, nice one. And Sloane, the statesman, joins us, not two-time Superbike champion for nothing. And Sloane, if I wasn't mistaken last week, I saw a little bit of venom fighting back. I thought there was a little bit of Sloane in there that just at times had shown before he just was in that position and he'd sort of solidified. Whereas last week there was a little bit more fight. Was that's just my assumption looking from the side. Is that the way you felt, or how was it for you?
Yeah, I guess the Suzuki Series was a bit of a dust the old cobwebs off a little bit, and then the goal for the Nationals will be a little bit more racy. And but I was quite enjoying watching the boys battle in front of me too. So
yeah,
nice
you got the best seat
be.
in the house, haven't you?
That's right.
Yeah, cool. You got a question for those the younger guys next year?
Well, I think Damo stole my question, so I'll have to ask them both of them who's the favourite. Who's mummy's boy?
Oh, here we go. Nice question.
I'd have to say Mitch probably treats her the worst. I think it's one of those love-hates, like mum loves him when he's a good boy. But yeah, he definitely treats her the worst. I'm the nice one, but yeah, he's the mummy's boy.
Mitch, you got to come on.
There's not really much to that, When you're the favourite, I suppose.
Lovely question, Chubba. That's fantastic. Okay, quick run back through the guys again. Demo, obviously with international borders closing down and hey, the news is not getting any better, it probably solidifies the fact you've made the right decision to do some racing here in NZ.
Totally. This morning was an announcement over in England that the BSB schedule has been pushed back another 3 or 4 weeks. It's probably, whether it goes ahead, it's actually worked in my favour anyway. So if it were to go ahead now, I will still be here. I won't have to rush over that 3 weeks early that meant I was going to miss out or be scraping by. So I definitely made the right decision, and like racing, any seat time's good seat time. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
So you can do likely all 4 rounds now?
At this stage, it'd be highly likely.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's the plan, is do the whole series and have a crack at this New Zealand Championship.
Yeah. My calculation today is there's been 7 different champions in the last 9 years in this class. So as a first timer, you're one of those that can push for it. So great to see. Well done.
Thank you.
Cool, good question. Mitch, for you, we like to talk about the fact that you guys just aren't machines and riding out there. You have a day job. You have some time off, or for you and me, he just building a house at the moment. Man, your life is just 11 tenths, isn't it?
Oh, it's definitely all go. Not really too stressed about it though, because there's no point stressing about it, to be fair.
Yeah.
No, it's busy building a house and obviously coming away racing for a couple of weeks as well. So sort of trying to organise stuff from here, and then it's good to have 2 weeks, sort of the week off between the racing this year. And I think good call by MNZ. Sort of taking away that extra day of testing, just saves a lot on cost. And for us, like for myself, it was nice to get away and sort of one of the only sort of weeks you get away for the whole year, so you make the most of it.
Nice answer, well done. Scotty, for you, mate, you were back to work on Monday, and then you're flying in again, so no rest for you either.
Yeah. I mean, just got to get back now. A bit short staffed at work and bloody busy as at the moment, and then got the family to go home to go and see the boys. So yeah.
Nice answer. Yeah, good balance in life. For you, Jake, was it just work as usual? The pits, real life?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, straight back to work Monday morning, which is all good. Got to pay for those tyres somehow. So I was back into it. Bit of work on the bike during the week, get it prepped for this weekend, and
Well, you're outnumbered because all the others are North Islanders on the dice here with you at the moment. So will you have a holiday when you come north for the back-to-backs the beginning of March?
Probably not. No.
Oh, really?
Unfortunately not.
Oh,
I'd
okay.
like to, but we'll see. May have to ask the boss and see what she's up to. But
good answer.
Yeah.
I've heard some. Yeah, holiday in the background. Yeah.
Anyway, we'll see how it goes.
Nice one.
Maybe later in the year or something. Yeah.
Good. So, Sloane, you getting another 50 aircons done in a few days? You were back at work.
I thought I'd go home and spend some time with the family, spend some time with the boys, but they spent the whole week with their grandmother swimming, so didn't get to see them much. So
nice.
We got some things organised, but it was nice. And I think MNZ have done the right thing, even though you get to a day like this, or even when we got to Rapuna and we sort of got washed out in the one test day that we had. But I think it's a good decision for the sport.
Well done. Awesome, guys. Thank you very much. What a positive podium. Great to see Damon Rees, Mitch Rees, Scott Moyer, Jake Lewis and Sloane Frost, our Superbike heroes of 2021 NZSBK. Well done. Welcome NZSBK 2021. Wow, what a year to have, and lucky enough to be racing here in New Zealand. This is our Supersport 600 creme de la creme of this class. Of course, it's been proven many times in the past to have the future Superbike champions rise through it, and there's some great candidates to join us here this year. First of all, with Jacob Pearce, a local here in the Greater Canterbury region. So for you, Jacob, is it just another day at the office? What's your comparison with levels in Ruapuna?
Yes, I definitely like this track. Definitely done a lot of laps here. Done all the motorcycle and Canterbury King of Levels around. So definitely have good track knowledge. I've always struggled here a little, just with the infield, just keep my bike nice and flowing. I seem to be a little stop and starty, so I've just got to try let off the lever a bit early and just keep nice and smooth.
Cool. You got a question for any of your fellow panellists?
I do. This one's for Dale. Would you ever consider moving up to a superbike if you won this year?
Yeah, I guess that's a goal. To move to a superbike, but I don't know. I've got to see how much money I've got. Maybe if someone wants to buy me one, I'll ride one. For sure.
Answer. Well done. Yeah, good question too. Thanks, Jacob. And to Dale. Dale, wow, an outstanding weekend last weekend. That was just over the top. So, hey, congrats from all of us that sit at the side and just admire your racing. Was it everything you wanted to be, or was it even more?
It all went pretty well for me. I just wanted to be consistent with my lap times, and I got that, and they were pretty fast. So I've got to be happy with that. And I had a bit of pressure put on me in the last race, and I sort of just managed to keep my head and keep the lap times consistent still, and not make any mistakes, and still come away with the win. So yeah, it was a pretty dream run for the first round.
Cool. You got a question for any of your fellow riders?
Oh yes, straight back at you, Jacob. So over lockdown, I played a lot of MotoGP on Xbox.
As did I.
Yeah, and it actually taught me how to set up a bike. Do you feel like a lot of the setup you can actually put into real life on MotoGP, and it actually works out.
I can agree with that actually.
Yeah.
I think me and you probably did a lot of laps on the Moto2 bikes at Jerez and Le Mans. And
Yeah, you were real fast. Eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was our lockdown.
Oh,
thing.
cool. Awesome.
I actually learned how to use rear brake, and now I have a rear brake on my thumb, and it just makes a world of difference on the racetrack. So, yeah.
So there's another gold point to come out of lockdown, something that you didn't know before.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
taught you something. Oh,
Yeah.
cool. Thanks, guys. Cool question. Hamish Fox, man in the middle, outstanding last weekend. Man, Hamish, I only had the privilege of meeting you in August 2019. Here you were coming out of nowhere, having a go on a 300 for the first time. You'd come off the off-road background, played around in enduros and the odd motocross, and thought, yeah, on bad sport, had a go at it for the first time, and here we are, what is now, only less than 18 months later, and bang, you're right up with the big guys in 600. How did you feel after last weekend?
Yeah, I was rat Neil. I've sort of gone out on my own this year. I run my own bike. It's just me and my partner. And yeah, so to come out, have no problems all weekend, and end up with a fourth in the New Zealand Grand Prix, I was absolutely over the moon. We're lacking a little bit of pace still. I definitely moved up from a 300 a bit too early, but I'm here to race. I'm here to race with the big boys and big boys and girls, and they're in the 600 class. So this is where I want to be.
Nice answer, well done. And some of these people you probably didn't even know before anyway, so if you've got an opportunity, you want to ask them a question now?
Yeah, actually, I've got a question for Rogan. Races, we tend to be quite superstitious. Do you always race in the same pair of undies, or you change them up every now and again, or what's the go?
Are you looking at me in my undies? Or nah, I don't know. I have a few superstitions. I do like left boot first, same. Oh, I wore different skins at Manfield, and I crashed 3 times in one weekend, so I threw those in the bin the other week. So yeah, maybe a few. I don't know about the undies one. I always kind of change them every day. That's what you should do.
Clean one?
Yeah, clean one.
Is painting the nails a thing as well? Or?
Yeah, maybe. No, not really. No, that's just for the ladies, you know.
What ladies?
Oh mate, Wellington's a crazy place. Yeah.
Golden question, Hamish, you've started something. That's the sort of question I like. Well done. And we welcome Av back to the panel. Av, there you are. You're the shortest, you're the smallest, you're the lightest, and you happen to be the only female. And that coverage we saw on Sky Sport this week was just outstanding to see your consistency. Third place, knocking them out. Of course, you had a good year in 2019, but 2020 was one just to leave behind from your racing point of view. How did you feel after last weekend?
Yeah, last weekend was a great step forward for us. I watched the racing from here at Levels last year, Neil, and yeah, it was a bit of a sad sight. I crashed out at turn 1, so to come back this year and have a solid start to the season was really good, but Dale and Rogan are so fast that it is a bit of a concern, I'm not going to lie. So we've got to try and get up with them this weekend and try to take some points away from them to keep that championship alive. So yeah, I'm happy on one hand, but pretty determined on the other to not let them run away with it.
Good. And a question for the others. Have you got a question that matches Hamish's one to Rogan? I'm sure you're going to pick on Rogan, aren't you?
No, I don't have one as good as Hamish. I actually just rode in from the last session and wondered how Jake had kept his tyres so mint, because the rest of us are all shredding tyres and his looks like it's brand new. What's your trick?
Probably not as fast. That'd probably go.
And taking it easy on the Friday of practice as well, Jacob. Yeah, exactly. Oh, nice one. Good answer, Jacob. That's come back exactly as it is. Rogan, well, everybody picks on Rogan, and you wouldn't say he's a candidate for it, but there's at times when he's left wide open. Wanted to hit the erase button on last week's press conference, but that wasn't going to happen. And Rogan, what it means have you got this week?
Oh, I don't know. We got a few things cut out of that press conference last weekend.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not ideal, but
You want to talk about that?
No. I think we'll save those ones. No, it's good. I'm glad. I'm happy to be here. Last weekend was kind of like, just get some points together. I don't really do that well there, so I was pretty happy to get seconds and sort of keep it consistent and just get some points together. And I think last year I was like 8th in the points coming out of there, just crashing and riding like crap. So I'm happy to be in Timaru. I go a bit better here. It suits my bike a bit better, suits me a bit better. So if I can get a bit closer to Dale for once, it'll be nice. And maybe put a better run in for the championship.
Good. Well, the others have certainly been picking on you. Have you got any fight back questions here now?
No, not really, actually, to be honest. I don't know. I can't think of any questions.
Okay.
Maybe to Dale, like, give us a tow tomorrow.
That's a yes or no question.
Third person.
You want his tyre rubber that's left over halfway through the race, you want it added to your tyre or something like that?
Nah, just teach me how to go fast, please. That's about it.
Yeah, okay.
Jacob, a good opportunity. Hey, for you, stepping up, as others have said, you know, some riders think at times they can spend more time on a 300 and do their time. You've made that big decision to go up. How are you feeling about making that choice?
Yes, I think I only did 2 seasons on my R3 and sort of took about 6 months off racing, middle of 2018, and started racing club level 2019 on my R6. So I think it just suited my riding a bit better. I'm quite aggressive on the brake and throttle, so sort of a small bike need to be really fast and flowing. I sort of didn't have that as my style. I sort of had lots of help from everyone, getting me to adapt to a 600 quite good.
Excellent answers, love it, well done. And for Dale, what have you got to do to match last weekend's effort? Because these other guys are all saying the same thing. They like this place. Rogan's feeling he can go even better. These boys are going to make you work.
Pretty much last year when I come here, I finished on a high, and I'd just like to start there. Today I went faster than what I did last year, so it's a good point to be at already. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
Hamish, probably of everybody on that table, you've had the least experience out here, and certainly nothing on a 600. You've had an opportunity for a ride today. What do you think of this place for your bike?
Yeah, it's not too bad. I'm really lucky that Suzuki's really easy on tyres. Obviously, maybe if I was 2 seconds a lap faster, it'd be a different story, but tyres wear really isn't a factor for me at the moment. So honestly, I'd like to just be a bit closer to the front. I've only been here once before. It's a track that I do like, but yeah, if I can come out with some more good places and the bike in one piece and me in one piece, I'll be wrapped.
Nice answer. Have you and Levels, is this going to all gel this weekend, and you ready to go? How are you feeling right now?
Oh, I don't want to give too much away to my competition, but not overly confident, to be fair. We've had a pretty tough day, and I don't think it's any secret this isn't my favourite racetrack in the world. I really love fast flowing stuff, and there's just none of that here. It's really tight and twisty and quite technical. So yeah, I'm just determined to give it my best shot. That's all we can do. I think we need to work on the setup overnight, have a chat to a few people and give it a go and practice tomorrow morning, and then just take it step by step from there. If we could put it on the front row, that would help a lot. So yeah, fingers crossed for qualifying to go.
Nice, honest, thank you for your honest answer, because you know it's sort of outside a comfort zone for a lot of people to say those kind of things. But yeah, well done. And for Rogan, between doing your hair and your nails and change of undies, etc., what else is happening for you to be ready for a big day tomorrow?
I don't know. Get a good sleep. I'm tired. I could go for a good sleep tonight. Yeah, I don't know. That's about it.
Ready to go?
Ready to go.
All right.
Born ready.
Thank you, Supersport 600, and these guys ready to go. Bring it on, NZSBK 2021 Supersport 600. Thank you. Well, welcome on board another of our NZSBK conferences, and opportunity here in sunny Timaru for round number 2, and thoroughly enjoying the weather, the sunshine, the beautiful hospitality, the great scenery and everything that goes with this part of our country, and great atmosphere to kick it off. Super successful round number 1 at Ruapuna near Christchurch last weekend. Here we are ready to go for round 2. A combination of our Pro Twin and sidecar families joining us here at the moment. First of all with SJ Cavell, and for you SJ, a North Island visitor, what's your impressions of Levels International Raceway?
Yeah, Levels is a great track. It's tight and technical, twisty, so you really got to be on your game here to get that lap time, but it's a really enjoyable circuit, and South Canterbury Motorcycle Club put on a fantastic event.
Yeah, and SJ, opportunity to ask any of your fellow competitors or those on the table a nice question to set the scene today.
Yeah, a question for Carl Hooper. What's your favourite corner on this track here?
Well, that's actually a tough one. I've got quite a few corners I like around here. But if I was going to say, probably the sequence, the bus stop, coming onto the start-finish line. You know, you just got to throw the bike around and pretty high speed, so for me that's probably the most enjoyable part of the track. And
when you say the sequence, for the people out there that'll be watching to follow on from this, you're talking about the right and then the quick left again?
The right, then the quick left, then the quick right again.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's a good one.
Oh, nice answer. Good question, SJ. Thanks, good. Yeah, nice one. And it's crossed nicely to you, Carl. First of all, hey, from Suzuki Series and 2 other classes, and bang, you come into Pro Twins to join this field, and bang, there you go, straight to the top after round 1. How were you feeling?
Yeah, no, it was a good round 1. I was feeling good, and same again this weekend. My mindset hasn't changed. You know, we had a few problems last weekend. We won't go there though, but mindset's the same, and I'm just looking to, you know, have a good weekend, and it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to, you know, the challenge that everyone's going to be bringing, because everyone's, you know, motivated. So I think it's going to be a good weekend of racing.
Cool. You got a question for any of your fellow riders?
Yeah, just got a question for Jared. You know, first year down in the South Island. How are you liking these South Island tracks, man?
They're different. A lot bumpier. Well, not so much this track, but Ruapuna is definitely a lot bumpier than anything I've ridden in the north. But it's all good. You just got to learn to ride your line properly. Had a bit of fun out here today. I quite like this track. It's yeah, some fast corners and then some tight technical stuff. And like Carl saying, the bus stop, that's pretty awesome. The old right, left, right flip. Yeah.
Cool. So, newcomer for the series, Jared, how have you felt you've fitted in from a seating point of view? You've sort of you jumped straight in to join the boys at the top.
Yeah. I'm a little bit gobsmacked, to be honest. I honestly didn't expect to be sitting on the podium so soon, but you know, I'll just keep chipping away and just doing what I do, and yeah.
Good. All right, talking with Jared Horn from our Pro Twin field. And Jared, you got a question for any of your fellow riders?
Yeah, I have a question for Carl. How did you manage to stay on the track today? Because both me and SJ went for a little off-track excursion.
Oh, I tell you what, there was a couple of times when I was sucking in, I was like, oh. Yeah, no, going off the back straight, I had a couple of those bumps, man, and I was like, oh my god. But no, it's definitely tight, so you definitely got to be in your game around this track, man. It's so tight, very quick. So nah, I wouldn't say I stayed on the track. I was getting pretty close sometimes, man. Yeah.
Nice question and answers, Pro Twin. We're joined here by our sidecar family, and after last weekend, 1NZ and with the Grand Prix to go with it, with Barry and Stu here. First of all, Barry, not your F2 sidecar, and probably of all the tracks last year, this would be probably one of the better ones from an F2. So back on the big machine, the F1 this year, is it harder work out on a track like this compared to Ruapuna?
No, not really. That back straight killed us last year on the small bike.
Yeah.
But obviously we were really quite good around the infield, so the gains we made around the infield we kind of lost on the back straight. So this year with the F1, we've got a really nice setup this year. We did a bit of pre-season testing, and obviously Stu being the new partner gave us a little bit of a time to gel together. So yeah, we're looking forward to some good racing this weekend on the big bike.
For you, Stu, when's the last time you were here? I'm just trying to think back. It's a moon or two ago, isn't it?
Yeah, it was, Neil, and that was with Adam. We won this championship. So yeah, only once here, second time today with Baz.
Wow. Oh, hey, you won last time, so you could go away with a perfect record.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, good. Back to you, Barry, a question for these other boys. Yeah. Is it 2 wheels, or are you in it?
No, I've got a question for these guys.
Oh, nice.
Obviously, Dennis Charlotte's stepped into come over onto the dark side on 3 wheels. I just thought, if these guys ever thought of having a go on a sidecar?
Yeah, start with you, SJ. Yeah.
Look, I come from Speedway and used to race stock cars, so I've done my multi-wheel stint, and I'm really enjoying the 2-wheel stint. So I think you guys are a little bit crazy for me, so I'll leave you to it.
Nice one. Carl, for you, you're just young in the sport. It'd be a box you want to tick, surely, eh?
Oh yeah, no. There's been a few times where I've been sitting there. I was like, I'd actually quite enjoy having a go on one of those things. So, but no, definitely not racing one. Nah, that's a bit sketchy for me. But no, I'd definitely actually like to have a go on one day.
Okay, good. Jared.
Yeah, I'd like to give it a go. Probably just being the swinger. I reckon that'd be pretty cool. Hanging this far from the car seal would be pretty sick. But yeah, I don't think I'd want to race one.
It's a nice contrasting different answers. Great question. Thank you very much. Stu, got a question for these guys? What do you?
Oh no, not really. I was pretty much going to ask the same question that Barry did.
Okay, that's right. Good. So, what incites you to be a swinger, or is it a stepping stone? Do you want to be the driver one day?
Oh, I have thought about it. I'm obviously good at what I do, so I think I'll stay out on the side. I have ridden them, but not at race pace. But I intend to enjoy the swinging side of it.
All right. What about this track? Is it there's some tight bits here? You've got to work.
Yeah, you've got to work the speeds as high as Christchurch. The track's a lot narrower for a sidecar.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to get a bit of rubbing tomorrow, and the closeness is going to be a lot closer.
Yeah. Good point. Back with SJ, first of all, SJ, sort of putting your hat on from a Motorcycle New Zealand point of view, bang after last weekend. Hopefully everybody is just so happy because we know the global situation, and who knows whether we could have really gone racing, and week by week anything could happen. So people have got to be happy. Positive feedback from last weekend, round one.
Yeah, I think so, Neil. I mean, hey, there's a lot of people who put a lot of work into getting the series up and running behind the scenes throughout the winter, and the fact that we're even doing it is a credit to all those people, unsung heroes they really are. So, and also, yeah, obviously, hey, around the world, they're not doing much racing, so we're really lucky to be kicking it off. And I think, look, the first round went really well. We sort of had to feel our way out a little bit. It's the first time we've sort of handed the championship back to the clubs to run. So, and us from MNZ side have given them as much help as we can with running them, but it's really been left up to the clubs, and MCI did a fantastic job, just as South Canterbury will do this weekend. So we're really lucky to have such proactive clubs full of passionate people, and no, I think this weekend's going to be fantastic.
Beautiful answer. Cool. Now, just the final one from me. I'm putting two hats on here. First of all, ex-Speedway Stock Car Man, this weekend back in your home province, Hawke's Bay, New Zealand Stock Car Champs. Something like 200 entries for a Speedway. Hawke's Bay is going to go off this weekend, isn't it?
Yeah, it'll be crazy. It'll be carnage, Neil. It'll be absolute carnage. I've been to New Zealand champs like that, not with 200 cars, but with over 100 cars, and it's pretty hectic. And you need a hell of a lot of luck on your side to get through from the first night to the second night. So I just don't know where they're going to park 200 of them there, to be honest.
Yeah, good. Thank you for that, and thank you for the MNZ feedback as well. Carl, for you, post classic at Suzuki Series, Formula 3, now here with Pro Twin. If you were to allow one of those other bikes around this circuit as well as your Pro Twin, which of those two bikes would you choose? The Kawasaki ZXR 750, beautiful in the green and white, those that know the livery from the 80s, and the little special built 125 chassis with a 450 motocross motor inside it. So they're two very different bikes. What do you like around here?
Well, being the nature of Timaru, I'd actually like the Formula 3 bike, because like up that top end, man, that thing would just rail around those corners. It would be amazing. So
I thought that would be the answer.
Yeah, as much as I like that 750, I just think that little 450 would just fly around this track. So I was actually, sort of half like, should I bring it down in the hope that I might get it on the track? But then I was like, no, got to focus on the Pro Twin. So no.
Well done. Very good. Jared, tell us a bit about Jared Horn, because, man, you've just fallen out of the sky, Jared, and gone whack between us all to find out here you are. And look at that, you're even sitting in the middle there at the moment, claiming the glory on the podium. What's your background? Where's home? What do you do? What's your interest?
So, I live in Whangataa. I used to do a bit of dirt bike riding when I was younger. Then Dad stopped paying for it, so that kind of put an end to that. Yeah, I had a road bike when I was at school, sort of 17 years old, and always wanted to go to the track. A couple of years ago, I bought a CBR 600, took that to the track, and just absolutely loved it. Then I got.
Hey, mate, you could practice every day between Waihi and Whangamata.
Yeah,
that is one motorcycle road in the North Island. And
Yeah.
every time I've driven it in a car, I've always wanted, I want a bike to ride on this place.
It was-
You live in a cool place of the country.
Yeah, it's just surrounded by racetrack basically.
Yeah, exactly.
but-
The whole Coromandel just twists and turns and ups and downs.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit busy up there now. It's just a bit dodgy on the road with a road bike and seeing all the trucks and stuff around. So, yeah, decided I'd just go to the track.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Cool. What's your day job?
I'm a plumber.
Plumber. Oh, well done. Well done. We've all got to have those, don't we?
Yeah, sure do.
Good. Yeah. And the digger, the deeper the drain, the more you're in the, you know what? So
that's the one.
So you're used to it, eh? Just. Oh, nice story. Welcome to our family. It's awesome to have you with us. Love that story.
Cheers.
Barry, as you find you get to tour around New Zealand, you come to places like this, there's an air of excitement to come down here. Nice place of the country. It's sort of like, it's just an excuse to go road racing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's always really nice to come down onto the South Island. So it's got a whole different feel, obviously, to the North Island. It's getting pretty busy where we are up in Tauranga, so we've actually made the move down a bit more down south, so just to get away from the hustle and bustle. So yeah, hopefully things will go well down in Palmy for us. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the move. So yeah, I always enjoy coming down south though. The track, because we don't get often to ride the track, so it's only my fourth time here. So yeah, I really enjoyed last weekend too. It was a really good event. So yeah, it's been a good trip down south this year.
Good. So Stu, have you been able to sort of make some excuses to do some other things while you're here, or is it too serious and you're just concentrating on swinging?
Yeah, pretty much. I've just got a job to do with Barry. I flew home after Christchurch, back to my job, and I've flown back, so pretty tight.
Yeah.
Not much time to do anything really new.
Yeah, but gee, it was hard to go back to work though, wasn't it?
Well, I have my own business, I don't have much choice on that.
Oh, I went back to work this week and they were the hardest 3 days I've done all year. So, but yeah. Hey, thank you guys. Sidecars are perfect representatives. Well done. Carl Cox Motorsport. First time I'd ever met Carl was here at this track when when I was introduced by Gav, and what he was just so passionate about. And I thought, hey, this guy's just come over from Queenstown to see what we do. How does he love it so much? You know, a UK tourist on a holiday, but he loves our sport. And he was just in awe of coming to this place. He just couldn't believe that you could have a racetrack here in this kind of country. So, and to think of what he's done for our sport is fantastic. So, hi, Carl, to you out there. Thanks for your work. And thank you to the Pro Twin lineup. So let's see whether those Bridgestones can stay ahead of the Prowleys, or whether the Prowleys can turn it up and knock the Bridgestones off. Whether the young teenagers almost can unseat the. No, a bit rough to call them a pensioner. That would be a bit over the top. But you know, the 21 and a bit year old that's sitting on the end. So thank you guys. An awesome press conference wrapping up NZSBK 2021 here at beautiful Levels. Catch you all tomorrow, folks. We're going racing.